All right. We are probably live.
I think we're live.
Hello and welcome to our announcement period for the 22nd Sunday after Pentecost, which means we're in the home stretch of the church year. Very soon we'll be observing Christ the King Sunday and getting into Advent. Before we leave this month, I believe, we'll be starting the Advent season, which it is what it is. And it'll be fun this year as we return on our Wednesday series to a first-person narrative style. This isn't in the notes, but we're going to do, going back to some of the good response we've gotten on first-person narrative sermons, presenting the biblical characters as they insofar as we can piece them together from what they say and do in Scripture. We're going to be taking a look at prophets in particular this Advent. And in some cases, well-known prophets, in other cases, the minor prophets. And I wonder if some of them will have something to say about that status that we have conferred on them. Because they probably didn't think of themselves as minor prophets. But be that as it may, that's coming up. Those will get started right after the first Sunday in Advent.
And I heard the morning service, the midweek service, whoever's doing it is dressing up.
This is true. This is true, although I don't, I'll have to check into Prophetware.
Prophetware.com.
Yeah. Yes. I'm afraid now to check.
Yeah, I don't think I will.
But other thing that is really on my mind today is that next Sunday there's two big events at St. Mark. One is we'll be welcoming new members. So that's a lot of fun to think about. And folks who have taken the Good News class, others who have taken it in the past and are ready now to take the step of becoming members, that will be next Sunday. And next Sunday is also our regularly scheduled annual meeting. That will begin, I won't say immediately after the second service, but shortly thereafter, probably around 11:30. We'll meet in the fellowship hall to conduct the business of the church. We'll hear reports from various groups and boards, and we'll have things to vote on, including extending a call to full-time ministry to Pastor Chris Ryan. So, if you have any questions about that in particular, don't hesitate to reach out to me or to your elder. They'd be happy to talk about the ins and outs of that, and we'd love to have the opportunity to do so. And it's just a great one-stop shopping for what's going on at St. Mark. We're also involved in the ministry clarity process right now in cooperation with Lutheran Church Extension Fund, and one of our exercises was to name all of the ministries, by which that meant anything that you can take someone to participate in. And even though there were some repeating numbers, we figured out we were somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 ministries that people can become involved with at St. Mark, at our congregation. So our annual meeting will give you a window into what we're doing, who's in charge, who to contact if you have more information about this or that thing. And it's just a kind of almost a signal that we're heading into the home stretch of the church year. Once you've had that meeting, then it's right into Thanksgiving and Advent and, of course, our Christmas celebration. So join us next Sunday, 11:30 a.m. in the fellowship hall. We need your voice. We need your vote. As I talked about in Good News class today, that's how Missouri Synod congregations work, is it's the voice of the people making their ideas known. So join us for that.
Our next book club will be Regina Brett's God Never Blinks. Consider joining everyone to discuss this faith-filled book, and it's by a local writer. The meeting will be on November 12th. Is That's this week.
That is this
Right? This
Yeah.
week. Oh my. This week at 1 o'clock. So if you don't have the book, hurry up, grab the book, read the book. Or go to ChatGPT and get a summary of the book. But nonetheless, even if you haven't read the book, come. It's a lot of fun. That's what I've been told. I unfortunately haven't been able to make any of them. But it's a great time to just fellowship and learn more about the book and about each other. So that's at 1 o'clock. You can come early, bring a sack lunch, and just kind of hang out with those that are here early, like at noon. Otherwise, the conversation starts at 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Indeed. Thank you to everybody who made Trunk or Treat happen this year on Halloween night. Special thanks to Bart Alcorn at Eddy Fruit Farm for donating the apple cider.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice gesture on Mr. Alcorn's part, so thank you.
A reminder of the fish. We've talked about that for weeks, and now is a great, important time, or an even more important time to talk about it because of the hurricane, right? There's extensive damage, and so it's more important than ever to collect those coins, that money, and send them to the Boise Bhutan School there in Haiti. And so any change that you have, any paper that you have, can be used to feed that fish.
It's hard to believe another Operation Christmas Child emphasis has come and gone, but the boxes are still en route. And we'd like to thank everyone who had a hand in getting the boxes to their distribution point. There were 281 fun-filled, personalized shoe boxes that our church was able to transport. And from now, it becomes the wider net, and the boxes begin to make their way to all the international destination points. And fortunately, you can trace those if you so desire. So just another blanket thank you to anyone who had any hand in that whole process and the bumps along the way. I know one of our members who wanted to transport boxes had car trouble, and they were stranded here at church with battery issues. God sees all of that, and for whatever reason they happen, that there's something going on there that he wants. So thanks to everybody. We look forward to next year and seeing how also our partner groups step up and what we can do to continue to gain visibility for this outreach, because it seems to me a growing number of churches are participating. I've set foot in a couple and seen them doing it also, so it's great. It's very encouraging.
There is a new group forming for women who have lost their spouses and have experienced similar journeys. And there's an introductory meeting that really explores that, talks about it. If it's something that you are interested in just learning more about, or know someone who might benefit from the formation of this group, I encourage you to attend. Maybe even if it's someone you know, attend with them. It's always that kind of extra support is always welcome. They are meeting at 11 o'clock on Thursday, November 20th, for coffee, tea, and this discussion. So if you have any questions, please reach out to Jamie Nicoletti.
Yeah. I love that idea, new life.
Yeah.
That's such a great way to talk about what they are concentrating on. Good news class, I made reference to that before. It's come to an end. Hard to believe that 7-week series has come to another close. But if there is any portion of that you would like to have, at least the resources, I'd be happy to share those. Those include the structure of the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, articles about baptism and the Lord's Supper, articles about the gospel itself. Just let me know, reach out, call, text, write an email, and I will make sure that you have all of the resources that I have and handed out to the class. We will be welcoming new members at 9:15 next Sunday with the time of orientation, as well as their recognition and the 10:15 service. So without really trying to dovetail on anything, it's kind of neat to see new members coming in the same Sunday as we're gathering to really talk about mission and ministry. So expect all of that next Sunday, which is already the 16th of the month.
I think there's two things that aren't on here that I think are worth talking about, and they're both visible in the narthex. The first one is the remnants of our this and that, our Christmas boutique sale. There are still plenty of items there on the tables. We encourage you to come and look and shop because they will not be there for very long. And a thank you goes out to everybody who was part of that. And I think you might have more information about this. Rebecca Jabs, those boxes. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. There is currently an in-gathering that is being taken with food for the most part. I saw some drinks as well, but all of it, in a relatively non-perishable form. The in-gathering of the food is in response to some of the benefit programs that seem to be in jeopardy at the current moment. Rebecca Jabs, who is one of our members here at St. Mark, is also a teacher at Lutheran High School East. And it has become more and more obvious that should some of those benefits go away, the families that are served by Lutheran East are going to be affected by that in some profound ways. So Rebecca asked if we could gather in some food items, and one thing led to another, and there are some pretty full boxes up there in our narthex, but we're going to be doing that for 2 weeks.
Okay.
So if you haven't done that this week, you can stop by any time this week that the church office is open and drop that off, or bring it next Sunday. That would also work. And we're just trying to help take some of the pressure off. God willing, cooler heads will prevail, and families that need the support will receive it, but this will help and at least encourage families, we hope, to make ends meet until things go back to normal. So thank you to all of you who already responded to the email. It really was super heartwarming to see how full those boxes were when we walked past them. And I think in Rebecca's original email, she made note of how generous our members are, and you certainly are in your response to this. So thank you. On behalf of the families and students at Luther East, it's very well received and appreciated. So that must be it. One thing I would throw out there here at the end, because evidently it's the time of year where this needs to be renewed. Tuesday morning Bible study. Our in-person class meets at 11 a.m. However, if weather necessitates the closing of West Geauga schools, we will not have in-person Bible study. I know some of you will still try to make it out here if there's no announcement, to be in close contact with the Word of God, and that as a pastor that makes me very glad, but the flip side is I don't want to put you on dangerous roads to get here. So the easiest way that we've come up with to make that call is if West Geauga is off, so is Tuesday Bible study. If it's not, then we'll give it a chance. But just wanted to renew that in your awareness that that's our rule of thumb. Okay, thanks for watching and for being part of the St. Mark family at this point in time. There's many exciting things going on, as you can see, and we just invite your participation in all of them. Thanks for watching. Have a great afternoon. Stay warm and dry wherever you may be.